Let's be honest with each other. Bread is one of the most delicious foods ever invented. The problem is, one dinner you're eating a delicious baguette, you dream about it all night, and you wake up the next day and it's already stale. So today we're looking into why does bread stale and how can we reverse it? Most people tend to think staling is a water loss problem, but it's actually more of an issue with the starch. Now, you may know that starch is in bread, but perhaps that's about all you know about starch. So starches actually how plants store their energy. So this means good sources of starch are things like cereals, so like rye, wheat, or rice. And when we study starch, we tend to break it into two different groups, into two different carbohydrates. So one of these groups is amylose, and the other is called amylopectin. Now, amylose is known for having a very straight chain or linear structure. So these amylose molecules could easily interact with each other and line up with each other. And amylose is what gives dough that really great elasticity or stretchiness. So amylopectin is quite different. Amylopectin has a backbone, but then has all these different branches shooting out from that backbone. So amylopectin is heavily branched and a really bulky molecule. It wouldn't line up sort of as well as those straight-chained amylose molecules. And you might think the structure doesn't mean too much, but during baking, you're going to see these two different types of starch carbohydrates act very differently. If you've ever made homemade bread, you know how different the dough you put in the oven is from the bread you end up with. And that's because during baking, we're adding heat or energy to the system. And when we add this energy, if we think in terms of that starch granule, what happens is all those components in the starch granule start to move around and vibrate, and a lot of different bonds are broken between molecules. And this allows water to sort of seep into that starch granule and fill any open voids. And as more and more water enters the granule, it starts to sort of swell up or get bigger. And these conditions are perfect for amylose, that linear carbohydrate, to sort of sneak out of the starch granule. And as more and more amylose molecules start to leave their starch granules, they sort of bump into each other and form connections. And eventually, once there's enough amylose molecules, they form this really strong network. And at this point, we call it starch gelation because this network is so strong, it holds in the different components or the starch granules in the bread. And this network is really important for sort of keeping the shape and structure of the bread loaf. So we need this amylose network to form in order to have the bread we eat. Now, the unfortunate news is that staling, or also called starch retrogradation, starts immediately once you remove that fresh bread from the oven. And that's because staling happens as the bread begins to cool. And what happens at these lower temperatures is the amylose molecules that made up that nice network, they want to rearrange at these temperatures. So those amylose molecules actually want to get closer to each other, and they start packing closer and closer and closer until they actually form a crystal. And when amylose forms the solid crystal, it no longer wants to interact with the water, so now it's easier for the water to leave the bread. So this formation of this crystalline material, this solid material, is what gives that gritty texture when bread is staling. And that's just the first phase. In the second phase, amylopectin, still in the starch granule, also starts to crystallize. So amylopectin starts to form those crystals. It no longer really wants to interact with water, and more water can also leave the system. So it's the formation of these solid crystals that gives that sort of hard and rigid texture to staling bread. All right, now that we know that these crystals are the problem with our stale bread, we can think of a trick to actually get rid of them. And the easiest thing to do is heat up the bread to melt those crystals. So this is super simple. Just cut up a couple pieces of your bread and pop them in the oven. Just at pretty low temperatures. It only takes the bread to be heated to about 130 degrees Fahrenheit to melt those crystals and make them sort of move freely again. The only problem is once the bread is taken out and you cool it again, it will, appear stale. But you can use this reheating trick multiple times. Now that you know exactly why bread stales and how to reverse it, hopefully there's no more wasting that delicious bread. And the good news for me now is I get to eat this baguette. Hey everyone, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about the foods you eat, leave them in the comments section. I'm always looking for new ideas for videos. See you later.